Spiritual books. You guys, I am such a big reader. I read books all the time. I always have something on the go, and a lot of the books I've read in the last 5 years, I'd say 90% of them are personal development or spirituality books of some description. So reading is a huge passion of mine, and I've never actually talked about, haven't made a video talking about which books I've loved before. I did create a post on my site a long time ago about my top 20 favorite books, but today I am going to share with you my top 5 favorite self-help books that will help you to change your life, and you know how much I love that. So if you want to find out what my picks are, then be sure to keep watching. Hi guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I am a life coach and law of attraction teacher, and this is my YouTube channel where I upload 2 new videos for you guys every week, all about combining the art of manifestation with mindset. And if you stick around with me for this journey, you'll see how I really try to combine both psychology and spirituality so that you can live your best life. If you want to be part of the journey, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification button as well so you're notified when new videos go live. Okay, so today, like I said at the beginning, we are going to talk about books, and I'm going to share with you guys some of my favorite books where it comes to spirituality and self-help. And as I said, I am a bit of a book nerd. I read books all the time. I am like a little sponge for knowledge, especially when I can use that knowledge and apply it to myself and my life. So today I'm going to share with you my top 5 favorite. I find it really hard to pick favorites though, you guys, because I've taken such brilliant information away from so many different writers, and therefore if I've taken something away from you and I've read a book of yours, I think of you as a teacher as well. So I have, you know, read the books of so many teachers, and I've learned so much over the years, and I'm just such a fan of reading and finding new concepts and applying all that stuff to your life. So today's choices were really hard to make. This is just the tip of the iceberg. If you want to know more about what I like to read, go to my Amazon shop page. There's a few more picks in there as well. But today I'm going to share with you the top 5. So get ready. We're going to dive in. So number 1 choice for me, you guys, is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, Vancouver native, if you didn't know that. And I read this book a very, very long time ago, but it is still super relevant. I think this was the first book that I read that really went into the concept, I guess, of mindfulness, really. I don't think he ever talks about mindfulness per se in this book, but what he's talking about really is mindfulness. It's about how you can find so much peace and strength if you just come back to what's happening right now, in the now, right? It's when our brain gets out of control and starts to go off on all these crazy adventures, either obsessing over things that happened in the past or freaking out about things that may never happen in the future. That is when we start to feel out of control of our life. And this book doesn't really break it down like that, but I think this was the first time I came across that concept. So to me, it was extremely powerful and life-changing. And I would really recommend this if you are just starting off on your journey and you haven't read it yet. So book choice number 2 is The Desire Map by Danielle Laporte. Is it a weird coincidence that these top 2 authors I'm picking are both from Vancouver, BC, just like me? But The Desire Map is an amazing book. I found this to be absolutely life-changing. I really loved the way that Danielle Laporte looks at creating goals from a place of feeling rather than just external circumstances, and I've applied that in a different language and in slightly different concepts to a lot of the things that I talk about, and especially for manifesting, because manifesting all comes back to feelings. This is a book I recommend even in my manifesting classes. If you are trying to define what you are looking for in your life, I would highly recommend picking up this book and doing the work of figuring out what your core desired feelings are. It is really key in getting to know yourself, and this stuff switches up and changes all the time. So just developing this regular self-inquiry practice, I think, is so powerful. So if you have not read The Desire Map, I highly recommend you get on that one as well. Choice number 3 is The Tools, which is by Phil Stutz and Barry Michaels. I loved this book, you guys. I powered through it. I read it so fast, and I've come back to it time and time and time again. And to me, this book really stands out. It comes from the exact things that I love to talk about, which is combining practical psychology with spirituality. So this is something, like, actually when I read this book, I was like, oh my God, like somebody legit out there is doing this, and this isn't just a crazy idea that exists in my own mind. So it kind of gave me permission in many ways to start putting some of my ideas out into the world, which is a lot of the stuff that I write about today. So that is why personally this book means so much to me, but I would really recommend anyone pick up this book because it is super practical. It gives you some step-by-step tips for sorting out different situations in your life, the kinds of things that we all run into. One of the points that this book likes to make is that even rich and successful and famous people still come back to feeling all the negative things that we all feel. We all kind of live in this weird mentality that, like, when you're rich or famous, you're never going to feel pain again, and that just isn't true. We all experience pain, and the way we experience pain actually usually is very similar, and this book really gives you tools to help you move past it. So I found that to be very, very powerful. So I really recommend, again, if you are looking for a very practical thing to pick up, this is the book for you. Book number 4 that I would recommend you guys read is E Squared by Pam Gross. And this was another incredible book that really shifted the way I looked at the world. I mean, I shouldn't say that it shifted the way I look at the world, but it helped me to have the confidence again to start talking about energy and law of attraction and all of this stuff in what I do today. This actually, I remember very clearly this book, I saw Danielle Laporte talking about it, so it came through that channel as well, which is really interesting. But this book is really, it's playful. It has 9 experiments that you can try yourself with, like, energy and talking to the universe, and like, she uses a little bit different language than I do, but it's a really cool book, and I think this is one of the best books that a beginner to the ideas of the law of attraction can pick up, because you can play with this, and she gives you such good ideas, good yet solid ideas of how you can start this relationship of speaking with the universe. And just by being playful and setting out these little goals for yourself, you can start to see just how powerful intention is. And like, I think this is just, you know, what physicists call spooky action at a distance, like things that, you know, you anticipate actually happen in real life. So why not try playing with that and manifesting things into your reality? If you're a non-believer in the law of attraction, I don't know why you're here if you're a non-believer in the law of attraction, frankly, but if you are, if you happen to stumble across me and you want a more scientific yet practical approach, I would recommend picking up this book. My final choice today, which is a little bit out there maybe, is The Truth by Neil Strauss. And I love Neil Strauss, you guys. If you don't know who he still is, he's like a rock writer for like Rolling Stone. He's done some big, very high profile articles on, like, you know, Elon Musk and people like that. And he wrote some like amazing rock memoirs like The Dirt, and which is the Motley Crue biography, and which I read and I loved. And he does not seem like somebody that would be a spiritual person. His previous book before this was The Game. It was all about the art of being a pickup artist, which I actually also read, you guys, truth be told. I read that a long time ago. And that book, I think, gets a bad rep. Well, the pickup artist stuff, obviously, like, I'm not into that world at all, but it was an interesting read. And what I got out of The Game was, at the end of the day, it was turning into the person that you want to be that created confidence, which ended up attracting people, which is, I think, a lesson that everybody can learn, right? In the book, The Truth, though, Neil Strauss takes a look at romantic relationships and monogamy, and he tries out all these different kinds of relationships, and he ends up coming back to, you know, what is real and true for him, which was this one relationship with this woman who he ended up marrying, and now they're separated. But I personally found this book to be one of the most enlightened looks at modern relationships, and we all need relationships, right, to sustain a healthy and happy life. And I find that, you know, the fairy tale kind of old-fashioned way of looking at romance and romantic attachment is extremely damaging in many ways, and this book I found to be a breath of fresh air. It is not a how-to manual. It is a bunch of stories. And I think that if you read this, you can be inspired to take away some of the key takeaways from it, which really come all back to being your best self and doing what's right for you, and daring to, you know, put your heart on the line for somebody in the end. So I really love this book. I really recommend it. And that's why it's part of my top 5. So what did you guys think? I would love to know which of these books you have read, which books you have loved, and any other book recommendations you might have for me. Of course, I've read more than 5 books. I've read a lot of books, but this is just the tip of my book knowledge iceberg. But I really hope that you guys found something interesting in this video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being part of my little YouTube community. I appreciate you guys oh so very much. If you like this, if you got value out of it, please do me a favor, hit the like button or send this along to a friend that might need to hear this information. If you want to learn more about me, come on over to the site. I'll leave a link in the description box below. You can come download your free Fear Breakthrough Worksheet. It is an amazing tool that will really help you to get on the other side of fear, which is something every single one of us has to learn how to deal with in one way or another. So come on over and get that. It's totally free. I'll be back here soon in the next video. So until then, I'm wishing you an amazing week. And just remember, as always, get ready for the miracle. See you guys.